Hi guys, it's Nathan here from Summit or Nothing. Welcome to another exciting video, I suppose you might say. Me and a friend of mine, Patrick, decided a couple of weeks ago that we were going to go for a walk on Dartmoor and a wild camp. Unfortunately, Trev wasn't able to make it. Well, I say unfortunately, fortunately for him, whichever way you want to look at it. So me and Pat decided we'd meet up on a Saturday about lunchtime. We'd sort out our kit, have a look at where we were going, make a rough plan, and then head out onto the North Moor. As you'll see from the video, in the offset, everything was going well, and you know, it was great. We were having a wonderful time. I've had this footage for a couple of weeks now, wondering what the best way to sort of go about editing it would be. In case any of you are aware, I don't actually edit the videos. When I was wondering what to do with it, the footage was incomplete, as you will see when you watch the video. So without saying anything too much more, enjoy the video and I'll touch base with you guys afterwards. Right. Buongiorno YouTube, it's Nathan here from Summit or Nothing. I know, right? I don't usually do the introductions, normally Trev does. But Trev's not here today. No, instead it's me and a guest appearance, my friend Patrick.
Hello YouTube.
What are we doing today, Pat?
I was just going to go have a little walk around on Dartmoor.
Oh wait, hang on a minute, hang on. Look at this handsome beast of a man. Sorry Pat, what are we doing today?
I was going to go for a little walk.
Going for a walk, are we?
Yeah.
We're going camping. We're going for a wild camp on Dartmoor.
Yep.
So in Trev's absence, because he's busy elsewhere, Pat is filling the big man's shoes, so to speak. And we're going to go for a little ramble. It's the end of October. We're on the North Moor again. We're literally just coming the underside of Rowtor. And then, yeah, we're going to do some of that. So why don't you come and join us? So Pat's sort of not really done the North Moor too much. So I sort of said to Pat, I said, is there anything you really want to go and see, anywhere you want to go? Why don't you tell us, Pat? What was your first call?
There's a military train just under Rowtor that was on the Ray Mears programme.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
So our first port of call is to find the little miniature railway, which is just, it's not really hard to find, it's just under Rowtor and sort of below Westmill. So we've had a little ramble up and here we are. So we've had a look at the, we've walked to the whole length of the railway. Pat's just pointed out to me, and this is how much of a fan Pat is, that in one of our earlier videos with me and Trev camped just down the road, whilst I was asleep in the car, Trev actually took Moby off and had a look round here. And got to be honest, what with being asleep and all, and that video being such a long time ago, I don't really remember any of that. But we're now having a look at the steel backdrop that apparently has got loads of bullet holes in it. So you reckon that's 6 inches of solid steel then, Pat?
Well, I don't know whether it's like inch so then concrete back to the side or...
Look, I mean, the way it's been cut, it looks like it's fairly solid steel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's mental, isn't it? What have we got down here? Oh, 1 or 2 bullet holes in it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? Some big impacts. Mental. Beauty, isn't it? So what's the plan now, Pat?
We'll go up, have a look over Rowtor.
Yeah.
Then,
Do you want to go up over Westmill, or do you want to go around it?
Straight up, innit?
Straight up and over?
Straight up and over.
He likes the Summit and Nothing approach, doesn't he? And then where are we going to go from there?
Over to Rowtor and Highway, isn't it?
Yeah. And then what did you want to do after that?
Oh, then we want to try and find the wreckage of the old Liberator.
The old Liberator. Me and Trev went and looked for that once, and we didn't really do so well. But we have Pat before we came out. We met at my place. Pat came over, and we had a look. Pat had a look on internet, and we've sort of pretty much pinpointed it on the map. So we put a mark on our map, and we're going to try and find that with my questionable map reading skills and Pat's
questionable internet skills.
Questionable internet skills. What are you doing?
Get his legs out you.
We just got smashed by the weather.
A bit warm now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. He's a crazy man. It's just hanged it down. We've got a lovely rainbow here now. And he's like, well, getting a bit warm. I'm thinking I'm getting a bit cold. What a rainbow. Look at that, Pat. Look at the contrast with the dark sky and the cloud. It's beauty, isn't it? So this is me and Pat on West Mill. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, should we do a summit or nothing? But I'm thinking we'll save that for High Willows. It's the one everyone wants to do, the high one. Oh man, look at her. And then the direction the wind's coming from, there's some bloody great big black clouds.
Hell of a view though, boy.
Hell of a views. Hello, Steeperton. So we're just coming down off the side of West Mill now. Lovely little tour. I think because of time and daylight hours, we're going to try and stomp right up the side of Yes Tor. It's the same amount of up, but it's just a more direct route. And Pat loves the. You love a bit of the old Summit or Nothing way, don't you, Pat?
Yeah.
Straightforward. As the crow flies. Man after my own heart. Oh look, it's almost like there's a track over here, Pat. Hey? That's not very Summit or Nothing.
No. Wow.
Look at him with his legs out down here. I'm bloody freezing, he's a psychopath. Well, we are still stomping our way up the side of Yes Tor here. We've had quite a relaxed stomp up. We've just been chittering on, cussing and gwaying. I think it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've got a couple of hours to get down the side of High Willows, try and find this plane crash, and then wander up somewhere and try and find somewhere. Us might even find our way up to Dinger, camp at Dinger, but we'll see. So, this is me and Paddy at the top of Yes Tor. What are you making of it so far, Paddy?
Awesome, isn't it?
It's beauty, isn't it?
Love it.
Love it up here. So that one over there, that big one, that's Great Links.
Yeah.
Obviously that's High Willows where we're headed next.
Yeah.
And then look at the sun on the landscape over here. Crazy. So we've just got the High Willows, which is looking lovely. We were planning to do our Summit or Nothing, but we're not alone up here, so at the minute we won't shout. No, right, Pat?
Yeah. Unless we just fake it and dub it in.
Who would do that? Who would fake it and dub it in? What cheaters would do that?
That's it.
What is he doing? I don't think he knows. Lost. How is he lost on High Willows? Let's just go up and summit. Right, we're not going to shout, we're just going to summit. That looks cool. I tell you what. Oh no.
Not yet.
Not your hat. Right, so this is for you, Trev, in your absence. Me and Pat keeping it going. 3, 2, 1. Summit or Nothing! High Willows in the wind! We're just walking down towards Fordsland's ledge, and it was pretty close to the line we want to take to go and find all the remains of this aeroplane. And then when we get down there, we'll take another bearing and try and pick a point on the other side of the bank that looks about right, and then just try and head to that. It's fairly good visibility, so we're just trying to like minimise the use of the map and compass. So this is Fordsland Ledge. Now me and Pat, we're going to head down, and then we're going to try and find this particular point we need to be at. We'll see if we can find a point down there of reference to navigate from. It's probably going to go horribly wrong, but then it wouldn't be Summit or Nothing if it didn't, would it, Pat?
Nah.
No. You enjoying the Summit or Nothing experience, Pat?
Awesome, love it.
Yeah? What's been the highlight so far?
Well, the highest point was High Lake, mate.
Funny f***er, isn't he? So, Pat has drawn an unfortunately short straw by learning to navigate using a map and compass from someone who can barely navigate using a map and compass.
Fordsland Ledge.
Right. I mean, at the minute, we're just teaching the very basics on a clear day of just orientating the map and setting a bearing and then walking on the bearing.
Alright.
Not entirely sure if it's going to work, but we've set a bearing for a sheep. As long as the sheep doesn't move, we'll be fine, yeah?
Yeah. Sounds good.
It looks fairly static right now. What could possibly go wrong? Well, everything's ruined, everything's f***ed. You guys might have already seen when I zoomed in. It wasn't clear to us because we had the sun in our eyes, but the navigational sheep's actually a navigational cow, and Mother always taught me never navigate by a navigational cow. They can't be trusted. There's something in the minerals that they get from the grass that it's not a problem in sheep, but apparently in cows it can trigger your compass to read wrong, a false north. So this is probably just about to go horribly wrong.
Well, I'm not massively fond of cows.
You're not massively fond of cows?
Nah.
Not even navigational cows?
Especially navigational cows.
Navigational cow exiting the scene. Now I've got no idea where we are. So, it looks dodgy as hell. The river is flowing so fast. Pat, oh my god. What's going on, Pat?
Well, it wet down there and I was stupidly wore trainers.
Silly fool. I tried telling him. He lives just around the corner from me. We could have gone and grabbed his butts, but no. He's like, I'm happy with trainers. What's the worst that can happen? Once my feet are wet, they're wet, and all of that malarkey. But he's a young man, see? He just bounces. He doesn't hurt himself. He just bounces. He's a proper stomper. Right. Yeah. No. But the further we go down, the more lost we become.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rocks in the middle of the water down here. I mean, it's a torrent. Look at it. I don't know how you folks feel about it, but I don't know that I fancy it. We'll keep looking for a minute. Can't quite pick a path. Oh, it's so close, but not quite. A younger me probably would have said F it, but how do you feel about it, Pat?
I mean, I didn't give it a go. I'm already wet, so.
He's a nutter, isn't he? There's no way I'm going across that river. I'm sacking it off. I mean, you know a bit about the plane. What kind of a plane is it?
Liberator.
Liberator.
That's all I know, it's called Liberator.
When did it go down, do you know?
Tail end of World War II, I think.
Tail end of World War II. So like 1940 sometime. Yeah, and what are we now, 2021? What are we now, 2021? So it's been there for the best part of 80 odd years, yeah?
It ain't going nowhere, is it?
It ain't going nowhere, is it? It'll be there for another time, won't it? We could start on the other side of the river. How about that?
That's a good idea.
That's not a bad shout, is it?
We'll start that side.
Start that side. Start at Salton. and we'll come for a stomp over from that way. That's where we camped with Chris and Paul. I can't remember it. Trev is going to edit in the name of the tour now. Can you remember it? Shellstone? Shellstone Tour? Something like that? How long have you been into the outdoors life?
I've always spent time outside.
Yeah?
Climbing trees, wandering around. And then since lockdown, that's when I really got involved with walking. Found your channel, and that inspired me to not come on Dartmoor. And yet here I am.
Here you are.
Living the dream.
Living the true summit or nothing experience.
Yeah. Literally
the only thing missing from the experience, unfortunately, is Trev, isn't it?
Yeah. We could have a Dartmoor legend. I'll Google him.
Oh my God.
Shall I Google it?
Yeah, you Google a Dartmoor legend, mate.
I'll
That's
Google.
cool. Oh, for f***'s sake. What have I got myself into? Well, what we're going to do, because time's cracking on, we're going to try and navigate our way back up this hill. It's forecast horrendous weather through the night and tomorrow morning. So I want to be in a position where we can just pack up and off. Does that sound good to you, mate?
Sounds fun.
Yeah? Sweet. Still, it is actually a beautiful evening. I cannot believe the weather that's forecast for tonight and tomorrow, can you?
Nah. Just fucking pissing down.
We're going to possibly pitch up at Fordsland's Ledge, although they do give 40-mile-an-hour winds in the night. So,
that'd be fun.
Yup. Oh, almost there. Wow. Not quite there. Wow. We can see where we're going. At least it's not wow. It is all uphill. Oh well. F it. But yeah, anyway, we'll give you a quick look at the views here in a minute, because this is absolutely breathtaking. So, the Lanshan, the mighty Lanshan, as always. And what have we got here, Pat?
We've got Eurohike Backpacker Deluxe 2.
Yep. Okay.
I've had it since lockdown. I've only slept in it once.
Okay.
That's about the third time I've ever put it up in the wind.
It's not a bad looking tent, mate. I've got to be honest, I was panicking about how my tent's going to fare in the wind, so I didn't really watch you putting it up, but it seemed to go up fairly easy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's fair solid in the wind.
Yeah, what is it, inner and outer?
Yeah, inner and outer. I got some mini carabiners to clip the inside to the outside, so it just stays permanently attached.
Cool.
The little black tips just keep coming off.
Yeah.
Come together quite nice.
I've got to be honest with you, mate, it's looking a lot more sturdy than the Lanshan in this wind. Yeah, I like that, mate. Do you pay much for it?
I think about 50 quid.
50 quid?
60 quid. So it's heavy, it's just over 3 kilo.
Just over 3 kilos?
Just over 3 kilo. But, a little cheap.
Still, and your pack was still quite light today?
Yeah, with food and water was around 13 kilo, about 13.1, 13.2.
Yeah.
So it's not
Too bad.
So.
And I've got to be honest with you, Pat. The Lanshan looks twisted up fair already, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it goes in the wind, but to me, that's not looking like an appealing pitch.
Nah.
I've tried to squeeze it in there, out the wind, but the wind is still coming straight in, and this is nothing. They give the wind getting harder and harder tonight. So, me and Paddy have pitched up. I'm just getting a coffee on, and the battery's getting quite low on the camcorder, so I'm going to try and limit the recording tonight so that hopefully we can still end this video, because some nugget forgot to bring the power bank. So if there's not too much on this evening, I apologise for that, that's my fault, but we'll try and make the best video we can from it. How's that, Pat?
Nice, fair, isn't it?
It's a fair old sky up there, isn't it?
Hello.
Hello, bye.
Hello, bye.
It is cold out. Well, it's 9:15 and I'm all tucked up in the tent. Pat seems fairly cosy over there. He's bragging about how warm he is and how he's sweating and how overly hot he is and how comfortable it is. Looks like it's going to be a fairly blowy night. This isn't letting up. I have bought some earplugs tonight, so I'm going to try that, see if I can have a bit more of a restful night whilst this is all flapping around. But other than that, I mean, I'm warm. Tent seems to be holding up fine. No complaints there. So, yeah, just see how it goes. I'm anticipating I might have to get up in the middle of the night and repeg it, but if that's the case, that's the case. But until such a time as that arises, we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far, and we'll see you in the morning. Cheers. So, morning. You might recognise the fact that me and Paddy are not in our tents, or in fact stood out in the open on Dartmoor, enjoying a coffee, watching the sun come up, and all the other goodness that you might normally expect to find on a Summit or Nothing video. No, instead, it is 5:35 AM on October the 31st, and we're sat in the car because we got up at 4 o'clock, packed our tents up because the wind was flat packing them for us, wasn't it, Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was flat.
Yeah. So I don't even know if the Lanshan is going to be usable again after that. It was they hadn't forecast strong winds until today during the day, so we thought it would be all right. I've had the Lanshan up in stronger winds than that, so we pitched up at Fordsland ledge, and then yeah, at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, the forecast changed, and flat pack tent. Snapped some of the cordage, lost some tent pegs, got piss wet through. It's hanging it down out there, isn't it, Pat?
Down, man.
We just got absolutely drenched stomping back. So yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Would you go again, Pat?
Oh, definitely.
He's a lunatic, isn't he? Just like us. Right, well guys, as the camera's slowly misting up and we're struggling to focus on Pat, right, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we very much look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, was it? That one. That one. Yeah.
Hey, you done this Summit or Nothing handshake. Right, we'll see you all later.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye. Okay, so as you can see, the video seems to have come to rather an abrupt end, and then there's just a little bit of me and Paddy signing off in the car. So I don't know what to say, guys. It was an absolutely horrendous night. I've not had a night like that on the Moor. You've seen videos of me and Trev camping in sort of high winds and sort of torrential rain, but I think the biggest mistake that was made was when we were in the bottom of the valley down near Rowtor Copse. There was plenty of places that would have been quite sheltered down there to camp, but knowing that the rain was meant to be fairly horrendous the next day, having looked at the app and seeing that high winds weren't forecast until 9 o'clock the next morning, I made the decision, so it's all on my shoulders really, that we were going to go back up the hill so that we didn't have to trudge up it in the morning in the rain, and then sort of try and pitch somewhere at the top. As a result, I left us somewhere somewhat exposed, you might say. About sort of 2 o'clock in the morning, the tent was getting pushed from pillar to post. I had to go out and repeg guy lines. The hiking pole on the front of the tent sort of started collapsing into the tent, and the tent was sort of half collapsed. So after 2 hours of fighting it, trying to sort of repitch it and sort of get it back up, the tent was collapsing to a point where the outer was touching the inner, and then water was soaking through, and that was touching my sleeping bag, and then my sleeping bag got soaked. And checking the weather app again, the weather prediction had completely changed, and it was going to be high winds from then on for another sort of 2 or 3 hours. My tent wasn't hacking it. I spoke to Paddy. His tent was collapsing. His was a fairly basic Euro height tent. you know, we were just getting battered. So we made an executive decision at 4 AM that we were gonna get our head torches on, get out of the tents, salvage what we could, pack up what we can, and then get back on it. So because of the wind, because of the rain, and because of the sort of serious concern about what we were doing, A, I didn't want to damage the camera by getting it out in that weather, and B, sort of time was a bit of a factor. I mean, literally that tent, both of our tents were just getting ripped clean out of the ground. Trying to pack them away in that weather, let alone trying to set up a tripod and film it, was just an absolute nightmare. The Lanshan got fairly battered. I think the only damage that I found so far is just one of the guy lines, well, not one of the guy lines, one of the little string lines that's on the bottom in the corners of the bathtub butt, has snapped. It seems, and other than that, everything's sort of pretty good, so I can replace that with a bit of paracord. So that's all fine. So hopefully the Lanshan will live to fight another day. I will, when I get a bit better weather, sort of pitch it up out in the garden and just make sure everything's there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a video of that as well. We got back to the car, absolutely soaked and battered. The inside of my car was soaked for sort of maybe 2 or 3 days after we got back. So I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to experience the following morning. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you know, I think if anything, I mean, I feel definitely like I've learned a lot from this trip, you know, and it just goes to show, it doesn't matter who you are, it only takes one sort of bad decision and your night can be a nightmare. I mean, we were lucky in the fact that we weren't that far from the car and that I knew the area really well, like well enough to navigate it at night in poor visibility. So don't make light-hearted decisions, I guess, about where you pitch up and, you know, where you go camping. And obviously, you know, if you're going to attempt to go out when the weather is not forecast to be great, make sure that you've got kit that's up to the task, I suppose. But we got out alive. I mean, Patrick's an absolute lunatic. He had a wonderful time, and he's it was brilliant, such an adventure, can't wait to go again. He's a nutcase. But yeah, there's food for thought in there for everyone. I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments, so by all means, sort of comment away. I will try and respond where possible. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much. Cheers.